Welcome back, boys and girls.
Hey, how's it going?
LoliCast.
Woo! The triumphant return.
It's been a hot minute.
Oh yeah.
A really, really hot minute.
Yeah, welcome back everyone. This is episode 14
Wow.
of LoliCast. Feels good to be back.
It's only episode 14 and this shit takes... It's like 2 years since our last freaking episode. Jesus Christ.
So what have we been doing?
Right? Well, I'll go first, I guess, because I run the LoliCast.
Yeah.
What have we been doing? I have no excuse. I have been doing a bunch of stuff. More so like personal work, you know? Like
Yeah.
I'm doing like design work. I'm tending at my house. What's it called? A
Caretaker?
Yeah, caretaker of a house because of tenants.
Yeah.
Recently, my house literally broke down. I had to the fridge, the sink, the vacuum, the power, the internet. Just one day just died. And I'm like, that's cool, I guess. Just again, I want to say just like a bunch of personal stuff, but I don't think that warrants 12,000 years missing in a LoliCast EP. But
yeah, I guess.
how have what have I been doing? How have I been? I've been okay, I guess. I'm just getting by life, like doing my own stuff. It's just hard to make these videos and podcasts, speed paints, whatever, when there's a lot more important stuff to have a high priority than this.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, it's not really an excuse, not really an answer, but that's what I can say. So, Jemboy, how have you been?
I've been okay. I've been working on my drawings and music and stuff, but I feel like I haven't been doing much. I feel like there's a lot of procrastination happening.
Tell me about it, yo. Tell me about it.
But yeah, I don't know. I've been okay. Just other stuff bringing me down too. So, but yeah, feels good to be back though.
Yeah, definitely.
I know the big thing for you is since the last podcast or the last episode, you opened a Patreon.
Yes, I did.
Because that wasn't happening before. I know that. How's that going?
It's been actually great and fun. It's stuff like that helps me put out more videos. I'm gonna say this now that even though I say it helps me with making these stuff, it mostly helps me with the art. It mostly helps me with my ambitions of art, and
yeah.
I'm so thankful that people actually support me, so then I can pursue this stuff. And so I did open a Patreon, and it's oh wow. And then when you first start Patreon, you're like, I'm just an artist out here doing nothing. But then when you get your first Patreon, you're like, oh my god, people like me.
Must feel nice,
right? And yeah, I really am so thankful for my Patreons. I don't have a lot, but just having patrons,
yeah, it's something.
Yeah, feels good. And so that's also one of the other things that have been keeping me busy personally. That patrons, you need tiers and rewards, so that's something I've been trying to keep up with. And along with that, I've been also doing commissions on the side. So I've been doing my design work. I've been trying to do commissions, and I've been doing Patreon stuff. And so
yeah,
I've just been running all that, and also I have it. Also to keep me busy, I also opened a small Discord server. I say small because it's not that we don't do much there. It's just a nice chill place for artists, or if you just like art, just to share your art, grow as an artist, learn together. It's just fun.
Yeah, shout out to the peeps in the Loli Rice Discord who are listening to this. You're the real MVPs.
Right. But yeah, those are some of the reasons why these things take so. Again, I'm saying why these things take so long, but clearly it's taking so long because I haven't made a new LoliCast or a speed paint in a hot minute, and it's where are they at? But yeah, I'm trying to get better at it, guys. I'm trying to find time, my like free time to do this stuff, and it's not just my free time. Like since I'm doing these LoliCasts with Jemboy, it's also his time. So not only that do I have to clear my schedule, he has to clear his schedule too. So it's like I can't just be greedy and be like, hey Jemboy, let's do something right now. And it's like, oh okay, how? That's just he has his life to live too. You know, it's like can't just do that. But yeah, that's where I've been and stuff that I've been dealing with or trying to do and get better as. Just evolving myself as an artist and putting myself out there more and more. That's
really good though, that you have like all this stuff to at least help you stay on track.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't have like a Patreon or commissions. I was thinking of maybe starting commissions, but again, the main reason why I don't have like a Patreon or do commissions is because I always feel like my commitment or motivation or my procrastination is always like on my back.
Oh, definitely.
Something always in the back of my mind, like, am I really gonna pull through?
Yeah,
so I don't want to let people down.
Yeah, that's how I felt at the very beginning too, because you know it's hard to keep yourself accountable. That requires so much like willpower and commitment, like you said. But I realized when you do a job or you take commission or you're doing Patreon, if you promise something and someone's paying you to do it, they keep you in check. So like the procrastination doesn't goes away, because it's not you holding yourself to do these things anymore. It's now
someone's
other people
paid you,
and
like they expect
like this is business. This is a promise that you must commit to, or else you're an asshole. then you'll just be forgotten, and no one will like, oh, he's not that great of an artist or a person. It's like, I'm sorry. But yeah, that is something that's helped me. Like it's helped me realize and learn that these people keep me in check, and it's forcing me to draw more, and forcing me to draw more helps me draw more by myself, like on my own time. And it's like, ooh, yeah. So definitely you should think about opening a commission or Patreon later in the future, once you gain that confidence.
Yeah,
because
for sure.
You just need to gain enough confidence, and then everyone will put you in check. Like the job will put you in check.
That's true.
It really just keeps you on track, because your fear of letting someone down is gonna push you to not let them down. Because you don't want to you don't want to disappoint. Like if you're disappointing yourself because you can't keep yourself in check, you don't want to disappoint others. But yeah, let's continue on. If you guys remembered, you guys can ask questions to us in the comments. Just leave them down below, and we'll answer them in the next episode. We did get a question or questions from last episode. It just took us 6 years to answer them now.
Yeah, so this question is from Adrian. How's it going, Adrian?
Hey, Adrian.
They ask, what would you use the money for if you did start up a Patreon? For yourself? For your equipment for LoliCast? Or perhaps save up for a future goal, such as that visual novel that you were talking about, Shira, or my Cinderella comic? What would you use your Patreon money for now that you actually have a Patreon?
Right, now that I actually have a Patreon, and
what do you use your money for?
It literally goes towards just my art in general. It is for myself. I wouldn't say better equipment for LoliCast, because
I think what we have for
what we have for LoliCast is good enough.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to become a high-end studio with sound foam on the walls and my own booth,
Sennheiser microphones,
exactly, $10,000 headphones, and a mixer on my table. I think what we have for LoliCast right now is good, but it is an investment into my art. I do want to upgrade my art equipment though, so I usually save up for that stuff. Again, I use it for food to survive the month. I hope that's an acceptable answer. And also, the Patreon basically goes to me to make more art for the Patreon, because right now I think I've mentioned this before. That in the last episode, I'm trying to make shirt designs. I'm trying to make merch for you guys, and so
Yeah, that's right.
and so this money is being invested into that. And even my boss that I do design work for said she'd help me out, and it's
Ooh,
like, right? It's
that's
like,
cool.
because she basically does the same thing, except for shirt designs, it's towel designs, and I make the designs, and she sells these child towel ponchos to the big companies like that have water parks or spas or whatever. And so she's giving me more tips, and the rest. There's a lot to do. You know, I'm not gonna be able to come up with a new make a T-shirt right now and in the next month, because first that's money, then that's time, but mostly that's my free time.
Yeah, right.
And so it's gonna be a long venture, but I'm trying to get new merch out, or the shirt designs done by this coming May. And the reason for
Nice.
that is because I want to also try to get a booth at Anime North,
Yeah.
and then
that's right.
sell T-shirts there, and other merch like posters. So that's what the money is going towards. Me staying alive with food, and then investment in equipment for my art equipment, and investment for merch for you guys.
Yeah.
And so again, the easier it is for me to make art, the easier it is for me to get more art to you guys. And it's like,
It's a nice feedback loop.
right? You give me stuff, I give you stuff, give and take, you know.
Yeah.
But I hope that answers your questions. Thanks for the question, Adrian. But yeah, that's my answer for you. But other than that, let's get straight into the topic of today's LoliCast.
Yeah. This is the main course that we have planned for today.
So, this is a topic I've seen thrown around all willy-nilly, and I thought it'd be interesting to talk about. Is art school really needed or required for artists? Because
Ooh.
the answer to me feels, or from what I've heard, is heavily split, but it's more leaning towards no. A lot of artists say no, and I can see why, but I thought it would be fun for us to give our answers and expand on that. So
I could see arguments for both sides. Actually.
exactly, it's a very interesting topic.
Yeah.
And so let's start with you, Jemboy.
Yeah.
What program did you take when you went to art school? You went to art school, right?
Yes. So I actually went to animation school.
Oh wow!
But this was how many years is it now? I think 5 years now.
Really?
No, not 5. That's way too.
I was
Maybe 7. Because I was yeah, 7 years. Because it was literally right after high school.
Really?
I just revealed how old I am now. Wait.
Cut that.
Yeah, so I went to animation school. It was a year after high school.
Yeah.
And yeah, the thing with that program though is they just teach you how to draw first. So the first 3 years of that program is just basically art school. You learn how to draw, you learn how to paint, all that stuff. And then the final year, you learn animation. It was really cool. I took a course in Toronto. The school is called Max the Mutt Animation School.
Really?
It's a really silly name, but that's because the school is specialized for art animation and comics, computer animation. So it's
nice.
It's a legit animation school.
So why did you choose the animation school instead of a different more traditional art school?
Just straight up art.
Yeah.
Well, so all through high school and grade school, I've always wanted to go into animation. Animation was what I wanted to do, and so around that time, during high school, it's oh, you have to think of where you want to go after high school, and you're only just leaving grade 8.
That's what I'm saying. Oh.
But I already knew I wanted to go to animation school, okay. So that's why I chose animation school instead of an art school. Yeah.
Really? All right. So, how did you get into this school? By what you're saying to me, it sounds high end.
It really was. It really is a really I don't want to say a strict program, but they drill you with the work.
Oof.
And like they know what they're doing. It's really professional. It's so sick. But yeah, to get in, it's like the usual like portfolio. And then like there was also a thing where like you have to write up like an essay of why you want to join the program and stuff.
Really?
Yeah. But the way I got in though, because grade 12, and then I also stayed for 5th year because I was kind of slacking off at the end of my 12th year. Don't do that, kids.
Right? Complete school.
But like, I didn't even graduate high school. Like I was just
Really?
not into it. I don't know what happened to me. I just like fell into depression and I just didn't care anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But like, this school still offered me a chance to get in.
Really?
So like I just had to complete my portfolio, do like the essay thing, and then I also had to just take like I guess like a high school equivalency test. They just test you on if you can speak English. Basic high school stuff. Like, yo, pass that so easy.
Are you the dum-dum?
Yeah,
Please
right.
check yes or no.
And so I don't know why they were so forgiving, but they let me in.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, the way to get in is just normal. I would think it's the same for other art schools. Portfolio, and well, I think the essay is unique to them, but the portfolio is like stuff like show us an example of perspective drawings.
Yeah.
Show us an example of 2 still life drawings. Show us, and because it was an animation school, show us an example of a character design that you made.
Oh.
Yeah, it was very cool.
I thought they would ask for like a walking cycle.
Dang. We're trying to get into the school to learn animation. You want to get into the school and know how to animate already?
Right. You gotta give them one of those like flip books that you draw every frame. But yeah, you said that it was very professional and it was really hard. Like, how was it professional and how strict was it?
The workload is really heavy actually. And like, so like even just like my schedule.
Yeah.
Like there was a day where I was at school. It was Thursdays from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m.
What?
Right? Like literally 12 hours in school. That was my Thursday. It was crazy. And like each class just by itself is like 3 hours. So like a normal day would only have like maybe 2 classes. So that's 6 hours, right? But then that one day I had 3 classes.
Oof.
Which meant, yeah, I was there from like 9 till 9. It was ridiculous. But like the workload, because like the way you learn drawing, just in general, it's a lot of repetition.
Yeah.
So they really drill you with that. So like you do like still life drawings and practice perspective, like all day in class, and then you just have to keep doing that for homework. It's like the way they describe the workload is you're gonna be sick of drawing by the time you graduate. Like that's actually how they described it to me.
Damn.
It's so funny. Yeah. But like the teachers too, like they come from like animation backgrounds. I think a few of my teachers actually worked on like Disney movies.
Really?
It's so sick. And like my one still life teacher worked on like, I don't know why this is the one that really got me. What she worked on like polka dot shorts. It's like, what? That's so random. But okay, that's sick though. Right? Yeah, it was a very cool program.
Nice.
Heavy workload. Really cool professional teachers. The school is actually really small.
Really?
So it's in like downtown Toronto. The entire student body, there was maybe only like 50 students.
Damn.
It was really small. Classes were only maybe like 15 students per class.
Damn.
And literally the entire school, again, it was a really small school. It's one floor, and there isn't even like an eating area. You just have to like go out for food, and you can maybe chill in like the main hall. But yeah, like the school was really tiny.
Right. Damn. That sounds like a private school or an elite school.
Literally, yeah, because like the cost, like the tuition, is literally what you would expect from like a private school. Like, holy shoot, dude.
Damn.
Yeah, it was crazy.
So
really into school though.
Yeah. So how did your course go? Like did you how was your experience throughout that whole course? If you managed to get through the whole course. So again, the courses they just teach you how to draw. So like each class is
specialized in this is now it's perspective class, and after that I have still drawing, and then after that it's painting.
Yeah.
It's really sick. I forgot your question. Where was I going with that?
All right, but yeah. So you said that you didn't complete high school, and but they still let you into this course, right?
Yeah.
Did you complete this course?
Man, that's the thing. I didn't actually complete my course. I dropped out of animation school after like a month because I think it was a combination of it was my first time living away from home and my first time going into just college, university, and handling that work. Just going into university and college, it's a totally different workload.
Yeah, definitely.
Like everyone always says, oh, it's so much harder. It's like, what, really? And then like, cause I had always in my mind like, oh, it's drawing, it'll be fine, blah blah blah. But no, it's even art school, man, or at least that school.
Yeah, definitely.
The workload is heavy. So I think it was a combination of living away from home and experiencing college and the heavy workload for the first time. I don't know, I just felt stressed, or I like fell into a depression or something. Like a month into it. And
how long was the course supposed to be?
The actual course was 4 years.
Oh, and only a month in?
Yeah, right. I don't know, I'm freaking weak, man. So yeah, first 3 years they just teach you how to draw. Last year is actual animation. It was nice.
Yeah, I guess that it's, you always hear that it's so stressful for like when kids enter a new environment, and especially since you're away from home, away from your parents, away from like what's natural, and now you're given that such a hard workload. The stress piled up, and I'm pretty sure like maybe even part of that was like being homesick.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah.
But through the month that you were there, how was your overall experience with the school? Like, was it worth the month that you stayed there?
I actually did learn a lot.
Really?
I also realized that I didn't learn shit from high school art. Because like even just filling out like my portfolio, and then like, because like I was talking to my brother about like what is perspective drawing. It's like, and like, oh, it's the thing with the horizon line. Because like he was explaining it to me, the horizon line, vanishing points. Is like, what is that? So like I just realized like you literally don't. At least in my high school, I didn't learn anything in high school art. We had to like paint a door and decorate it, but like we didn't learn perspective.
I think like high school art just is like the vagueness of overall art. Like they don't go into the specifics. They're like, here's art. They're just like introducing you to the concept of art in like high school. Yeah,
right. And so the portfolio is basically like my introduction to like core art concepts and principles we should have learned before. And so like the actual courses were like definitely more in depth. And they were really good too, because like even like the perspective class. So like again, the class would be like 3 hours of like learning how to do perspective and exercises and stuff. And like this is how you would do a perspective of like. So like building, so like it's shapes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Vanishing points for each corner, blah blah blah, and like this is how you would do a perspective for a gun, right? Yeah. And it's like, oh, you just use the same principles as if you're doing for a building.
Yeah.
And then you draw the shape within the block, and it was really sick. It was very in depth and in detail. I think my favorite class though was still life.
Really?
Yeah, because like the whole thing with like the nude models, stuff like that. And so the whole class is literally just model, and then you just draw poses. The whole class. It was so sick. And like there was some of that in high school, I remember, but definitely not to this level.
Yeah, definitely.
The courses were really nice. And then my only other class that I had that semester was painting. Definitely painting in high school I hated.
Tell me about
I don't know, I just never got the hang of painting, or I just never learned.
Tell me about
so it was a lot more difficult in this animation program because one, I just didn't even know how to paint. So like they're saying, okay, paint this. And like I remember the end of that semester, the final project for that semester was you had to paint your hand.
Really?
It's like, oh shoot, like even just thinking about that was really intimidating.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. Really good classes though. Actual art.
Thanks a lot, high school.
The other main thing that, at least for me, is because I'm not very social in real life. I have a hard time talking to people, meeting new people. So, and then like just the first day when we had to like introduce ourselves to like everyone, because so like the other people like in my class were like introducing themselves and stuff, and we also got to look through like each other's sketchbooks. Their art is so sick, like holy. And then like I'm passing around my book and it's just like like loli hentai. And then these guys are drawing some like sick like graffiti. This one guy had some like really cool like graffiti style art. This guy had like the Marvel Comics like art style down like pat. It was so sick. And then like I had like shitty anime. Oh, I felt so bad.
Oh my
but maybe like a week into it, I was able to get along with like 2 people. Oh, yeah.
Secretly lolicons. They're like, hey, yo, I liked your drawing still.
They liked my book though because like they thought it was funny. They knew not to take my stuff seriously.
Yeah.
A lot of my doodles were just like stupid jokes.
Yeah. So it sounds like you praise this school and program a lot. So I'm guessing you would recommend this program or the school to people who want to go into animation.
Yeah, Max of the Mutt Animation School is a fantastic school. Really good program. Some of the other courses that they have are like art for sequential art, as they call it, or basically comics. Yeah, graphic novels, and then digital animation.
And you chose animation over that?
I went animation, yeah. Because again, I grew up wanting to go into animation. Yeah, it was a very, very nice program.
Nice. If you could go back, like whether it's like say you want, if you could go back in time to that a month period, what would you do differently if you would?
What would I do differently? Oh boy. I think I would just try harder to just stay on top of the work. Because like there were some days, especially on those Thursdays, freaking 12-hour day. Like I just hate my life. Like I didn't like when I got home, I didn't have energy to like make food. So like I would just go to bed hungry and because like I would have to wake up every day at like 6. Yeah. Just to transit there and get to school on time. Yeah. It was hell, yo. But I think I just needed stronger willpower. Friggin' just to stay on top of like the homework and stuff. Yeah.
So if you had the chance to go back like right now with your new like experience and knowledge, would you?
I absolutely would like to go back.
Really?
It was a really nice program. And just the month that I was there, I learned a lot. So like even just like a basic thing like drawing guidelines or like the way they taught how to draw guidelines, I still like kept with me.
Really nice.
Yeah. So like before I didn't really draw guidelines. I would do like the head and then like a stickman skeleton. Yeah. But then they taught me to do like, you know, flesh out the shapes more. And this is actually how the spine looks when you draw like the gestures. Yeah. And stuff like gestures, yeah. Right. It was a really good program. Nice. I would definitely like to go back, but I don't know, money isn't really allowing it right now.
To go back to a private elite school of animation.
Exactly. Oh my goodness.
Alright, so with your experience through that school, but not just that school, with your experience through art in general and the idea of art schools, and not just specifically that school, do you think artists should go to art school?
Well, I think artists need art school.
Yes. So not just your experience in this is a great animation school, but all the art schools like in the world, like even
just in general.
Yeah.
I will say it is good for learning, learning art in general. So like I know some people need that classroom setting. Like to learn.
Definitely,
art school will definitely help with that. especially with the idea of like repetition, because like you have to go home and do the homework and stuff, and that's how you learn.
Yeah.
Right, and so that is really helpful, and that is like one thing that art school provides.
It's just like the
and like the professional instruction, qualified teachers. So that is helpful. I will say that. The other positive thing that art school does is connecting you with jobs. Not just jobs, but also networking.
Definitely. Yeah.
Because while you're in school and working through like your projects and stuff, you're able to network with other artists,
right,
like
establish connections.
While you're in school, which is very helpful, especially if you want to break into the industry.
And usually the schools will also, like, after you're done the course, they'll try and help you get into
that's actually the
jobs.
Third thing I was going to bring up.
Art
schools, if you want to get into like the industry, then art schools like your basically direct connection to getting a job in the arts industry, animation, video games, concept art, whatever. Is it necessary though? I want to say no, because it is massively helpful. I'm not discrediting art schools or going to art school or people who have gone. But is it helpful? No, because art is one of those things you can teach yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not something you need to have a degree to prove that you can draw or paint. Like, it's not like being a doctor.
Yeah.
Like, I taught myself how to be a doctor. You still wouldn't trust them to perform surgery on you. But like, art to me isn't really something you need school for. Because there's a lot of like, the main thing is just the practice and dedication to learn. That's all.
And especially if you want a job, it's not what's written down on paper, it's what can you bring to the table. So they don't usually ask for like, what's your resume like? Where did you go and graduate from? They usually just say, show me your portfolio right now. And you're like, right? So it's pretty much like defined on what is your art skill right now. I don't care where you've been. You could have been at the top art school and you can still draw stickman and I still wouldn't hire you.
Exactly, yeah. So just to summarize, art schools are good for if you want like the classroom professional instruction and stuff. But the main thing is industry jobs. An industry career. And networking, because like you're with other students who are also learning the same thing. But I'm gonna say art school isn't required to learn how to draw or to be good at drawing.
You're right.
That's just pure personal dedication.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, all right, now let's actually switch gears. Shira and art school.
Ooh.
Which program did you get into first off? Where did you go to school?
So I went to Durham College, and the college is just like an overall college for like everything. It's not a specific college for only art.
So they just had like an art program.
And so the thing I took was the foundation in art and design. And the reason I took that is because they had two other programs. And the two other programs I was kind of interested in, but I really didn't care as much. And so, the other two courses was either fine arts or graphic design. I did not care about fine arts, and I was like, graphic design does interest me, but it's not. It's like a 10% interest. Like it's something that interests me, but it's not what I want to focus on. And so I took. First off, the whole reason I went to college was because I decided not to go to college after high school. I tried to find like, what do I want to do with my life, and so I was just going with the flow, getting a job in insurance, doing whatever. And eventually, like a year after I got a job in insurance, I'm just like, it's kind of sucks. I kind of hate my life. And so, and then eventually I got connections to become a designer for someone, and so I was like, okay, I'm now starting to roll. I quit my job as insurance, and now I'm starting to become an actual like commissioned designer for stuff. And then so
This is before you enrolled in the program?
yeah, before I enrolled
Okay,
in program.
yeah.
The first year, like after high school.
Yeah. Okay.
And then eventually, like near the end of that year to the beginning of the next, my mom was like, just go to college. And I was like, do I have to? And then she's like, yeah, go to college. And I'm like,
yeah.
fine, but I get to choose. So I get to choose what course I'm taking. And
Yeah.
so not only did I choose the foundation of arts and design, because first off, it was like, it's not really, I didn't want to go into fine arts. I didn't want to go into graphic design. It's also because fine arts and graphic design were like 3-year courses. The foundation of art and design was 1 year, and I'm like, that one, yo, hit me up, yo, I can do that. But if I finish this course, I could also have branched out to take any of those other courses and I continue my stuff. So, but I decided to take just the 1-year course and see how the foundation of art and design was. So
Nice. So what is the application process like? Like, how did you get in?
how did I get in?
Is it like any other art school, I'm assuming, or?
No, I'm just realizing this because since they're not an art school and
Yeah, because they're not specialized in art.
and
so.
this is a program to just this program was just for beginners. It was like not for specialization. You literally just apply online. Like, do we have an open slot? Oh, we have an open slot. Here you go. And it's like, oh, okay, thank you. Wow.
So it's basically just like any other college course.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure the other 2 courses that specified may have had like specific requirements, like show me your portfolio thing. But yeah, so this one was like, you want us to learn art? Just come on in. And I was like, no, thank you.
That's funny.
But we did have to have a portfolio at the end of the thing.
At the end?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that prepared us for either branching into the next courses or just like the job
that's
course
true.
itself.
Because those other courses would have probably asked for a portfolio.
Yeah, definitely.
So if you took that course, then you would have a portfolio.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So how was the actual program? Like, what kind of things do they teach? Or?
When they say the foundation of art and design, they really mean like, here's the basic of everything. And so they hit all like the whole thing, because you don't know it's not a specified course. It's a course that shows you here are all the options that you can branch off to in the arts. So we did photography, we did sculpting, we did still lives, we did abstract art, we did graphic design, we did painting, fine arts. And so it hit the basis of all of those. And
that's cool.
Yeah, and then just prepped us for which one do you like more. You get to choose and decide and choose where you want to branch out to.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, how nice. Well, thank you. But again, it was a beginner course. It was a course just like high school. Just like how high school introduces art. It's like, here is art. Here's the concept and the idea of art. And we're going to go through super basic shit. But this was more specified super basic shit. So it was fun. It was nice. It's easy for anyone. It was easy for everyone to join. The teachers were all nice. It was all it wasn't strict at all, because they knew that this course wasn't for the die-hard people.
Yeah.
But it
was an intro to art.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was like, the teacher was like, let us help you, and we can see where you want to go. And it's like, oh, thank you.
So how difficult was the course? Or
it was some easy shit. It was definitely easy, but doesn't mean that the workload was light. Like, it was easy, but you had to do the work because
of course,
because the work it's like it's just like other courses where this is so simple. There's just a lot to do. So it's like they just feed you because it's basic stuff. So you're like, okay, do the basic stuff. He's like, okay, I will. But then here's all the basic stuff. So it's like, I can do it. Now I just require 2 weeks to do it because there's so much to do. So it wasn't hard, and it's doable for everyone. But if you did slack, then it's like,
yeah, for sure.
That's definitely on you. That's your fault.
All right, so you mentioned then that because this was just an intro program, how come you didn't continue into the other ones?
Yeah, I chose not to, because even after the course, first I was like, already these two branching courses of fine art and graphic design is definitely not what I want to focus my art on. I went to college and took art because mostly my mom wanted me to take it and and have a college diploma,
degree.
A degree or whatever. It's like, okay, easy enough, I can do that. It's like, but again, throughout the whole basics of the course of the year, I'm not sure if I learned much or cared much. Like, some parts were useful, and like, I'll take that, but it didn't affect me overall because I already knew what I wanted to do with my art.
Yeah.
And this wasn't what I wanted to do with my art. And I wanted to focus on digital drawing, anime, shit, and whatever, right?
Yeah.
And I guess, like, the only things that actually did help me was, like, the still lives or the other, or the computer class where I could actually do digital art in.
Yeah.
And so all the other stuff was like, this is fun and easy, but I don't plan to do anything with this. Like, this is not something that I'm going to implement into my own art. This is not something like, oh my gosh, this helps me so much. Like, I've always hated painting, and I couldn't paint, and then we had to paint. And freaking learning how to paint, I never learned how to do that in high school. I didn't learn how to do that in the college course. I learned how to do that through digital painting, through digital art. I'm like, that's how I do it. I had to learn by myself, and it was something I learned by myself because high school is stupid. But it was and that's why I didn't want to continue it. Another reason I didn't want to continue it is I didn't want to waste another 3 years of my life doing something I didn't want to do. You know, again, I took the year course, the shortest course, because I know it's not something that I wanted to do and focus my art on. And it's, if anything, it didn't hold me back, but it kept me busy and away from what I wanted to do. And it limited me from what I wanted to do. And I knew that I didn't want to limit myself anymore. I want to actually work on my own stuff, develop my own artwork, become my own artist, instead of going to college, branching out into these other courses that I don't care for, just to waste 3 years of my life, have a degree in something I don't care about, and ultimately like waste my time.
Yeah.
It's definitely what I felt when I finished high school and I went to get a job in insurance for a year. I felt so empty, man. I felt like, what am I doing with my life? My parents keep saying, don't go into art, or find a job or do something, and it's like, fine. And so I decided to, again, go with the flow and see where it took me. And I felt so drained from doing something that I didn't want to do. And it just felt like every day I was just existing without a purpose. And so I would just go in, wake up early morning, go to work, and just exist.
Yeah.
And that's what made me realize, actually, is like, I don't want to do this. I'd rather struggle to do something I love and I find fun and I'm passionate about, than to just exist and, like, sure, I'll have money, sure, I'll be successful, but I'm not happy. And so I'd rather trade a secure future for happiness. Because if I'm not happy in that secure future, why am I still, like, alive, you know?
Yeah, that's legit. Alright, so how was your overall experience in this program?
My overall experience, it was fun. It was fun to see all the new kinds of people that come into this class. It was fun to do the basic stuff of art, dip my foot into other parts of art that I wouldn't have tried out.
Yeah.
So it was interesting. It was fun. Definitely, definitely a beginner's course that anyone could get into. And it's like, this is nice. This is just a nice overall thing.
Can you recall some things that you learned, or some things that stood out? maybe some things that you hadn't really like learned before or noticed before until that program?
Painting. Well, so when we were required to paint, I'm like, I can just apply my knowledge from freaking digital painting because I can do that. But then it was such a hassle because like now I need to mix these specific colors. The freaking color's just a tad bit off. Let me add a little bit more red. The skin tone's a bit more off. Let me add a little bit more white. And then when you're done using it, then you're like, oh, I need more. I need to use the specific amount of things. It was just, it was so But it did teach me how to. I can't say it taught me how to paint because I fucking learned how to paint through digital work. So I'm not sure if I learned anything useful,
like substantial.
I learned how cameras work. That was cool because we had a photography class, cool. And I was like, "Ooh, okay, that's nice. That's something that's good to know." But it's not something that I need to know and implement to my like every.
That's interesting. Because when I was in school, I still use like some of the stuff that I learned in that month that I was there. Like now, it just had such a huge impact on me.
Mine really didn't. Like they taught me everything, and I had a basic idea of everything that they taught me, and so it's not like they taught me anything new. They just helped me practice what I didn't practice. Like perspective is like draw a cube, okay, and then draw it in like. A grid formation where you can see it from all the angles, left, right, up, down, in diagonally, and then we upgraded that to a chair. Now do that. All right,
that's interesting.
Like everything, it didn't teach me anything new that in art that I like hold now. It just helped me practice what I already knew to kind of get better at it, like slightly.
So then. Do you even think it was worth it to go? Like you sound like it didn't really impress you.
It was a fun experience, but for me personally, it wasn't what I wanted, nor was I looking for, and I already knew that going into it. I already knew that this is not what I want to do, so I'm just here to pass. I'm just here to complete the work and go. So
I'm just here so that my mom will shut up.
Right? So it's like it wasn't bad, and it's good for beginners, and it's good for people who want to get into art, who don't who want to take a peek on the other side of like I kind of want to do art, but I don't know what I should do. So here's the basics of everything. It's really good for that. So for me, I didn't care. Yeah, for me personally, I didn't care. But it is a good introduction to art for beginners. But if you already know what you want to do, then it's not for you.
So that would then pretty much be your recommendation of the program.
Yeah, the recommendation is if you leave high school and you know you want to get into art, but you don't know what kind of art, that's good for you. If you leave high school and you know what you want to do for art and you've been practicing it, don't do the basic program. You find a program that specializes in what you want to do instead of wasting your time.
Would you recommend that program at Durham specifically if for some crazy chance whoever is listening to this podcast is here in Durham?
Again, if you know what you want to do in art, like you specifically know you want to do graphic design, you want to do animation, you want to do specifically fine arts, abstract, don't do the program. But if you don't know what you want to do and you know you want to get into the arts, this is a good program to think. This is like high school level shit. But more focused, because high school doesn't prep you for art. High school like does a vague.
It's just like, hey, art exists.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it's like they stop there.
It's like high school's trying to say, don't go into art. You don't want to go there. And then this course is like, okay, you went into this. Let's teach you what we didn't teach you in high school, but more focused.
All right, that's fair enough. So then, if you could go back, what would you do differently? / would you go back?
Fuck that, I ain't going back. Fucking go back to that? Nah.
That seems to be the more important question here.
I would not go back because again, I passed. What else you want from me? I got an honor roll. I got a president's honor roll also. I freaking
Right?
it's an easy course. All you have to do is do the work. You learn what to do. It's just nothing that stood out. I was like, sure, like, sure I did something, but it's like, it's not that great. So, and I didn't learn much.
So, just hypothetically, if you had to go back, so you're back in the course, what would you do differently, if anything?
I don't know. I think I played it pretty good. I made friends with a lot of people. I made friends with the teacher. There is this. Oh my god! Let me tell you. There is this one guy who was like a bully, and man's tried to bully me. Wrong person. My guy. I'm past being a high schooler. I'm past being an elementary student and bullying people in. First off, we're in an art college course. How are you gonna bully anyone?
Right.
So, I like didn't get heated. I didn't get angry. I didn't go like, you wanna fight, huh, punk? I'm just like, this man's a bully, and he thinks he's an alpha of the class in an art course. What is this, elementary? And so I'm like, every time he's like, you got a problem? You got a problem? I'm like, okay. Are you okay, sir? Like, do you need someone? You seem heated. You want to talk? And so my plan was just befriend everyone. Befriend the class, befriend the teachers, and you could never lose if they're on your side. If you have a majority of people on your side, you're never in the wrong and you will not lose. And so, man, I was like, you can act like that, but it doesn't make you better than me. Made friends with everyone to make sure I could, like, everyone would turn on him. But I didn't even need to do that because he was such a fuck up. Like, the photography class he was in, he lost the school provided camera that was like $500.
Dang.
And I just overheard him talk like that, talk to the teacher about it, and I just smiled and laughed, and eventually he just dropped out, and I'm like, get out of my face, who do you think you are? You bullying someone in an art course? Go fuck yourself. Got what you just deserve. It was so good. Like, every time he talked to me or looked at me, I just had my chin up and my smirk on my face because I knew I was better than him. I talk shit. Come on, hit me. Please hit me.
That's jokes.
But yeah, he was just gone in like the first like 2 months. It felt so nice. Like, who does this man think he is? Right? If you're getting bullied, make friends with the teacher, make friends with everyone, because then everyone has your back.
Right?
School bullies are nothing. They think they're bigger and they're better than you, and nah, they ain't bigger and better than the teachers. They ain't bigger and better than the whole class.
Yeah, I always learned that because when I was younger, especially in like grade school, I was really loud, and I bullied a lot of people. And so but then middle school, and then definitely a lot more in high school, I just shut up. Just minded my own business because no one cares. Yeah. No one wants to deal with a fucking troublemaker.
Right? I thought we stopped bullying after high school. I thought we mentally matured past high school, but apparently not.
Yeah, my class in animation school is really chill because like we were really invested in like the courses and stuff and what we were learning. Like we just wanted to do our work. We were really chill. There were no girls. There was maybe like 3 girls in my class. Maybe there was a bit more in like the sequential arts class. Yeah. But yeah, there was hardly any girls. Yeah. They weren't even that attractive. Feels bad. Anyways.
I'm sorry, what was your question? I just went on a huge rant. It was, if I did go back, what would I do differently?
Yeah.
If I did go back and I had the knowledge that I had now, I'd try to show more of my art skill. You know, that's probably what I would do. If I had the knowledge and experience that I've gained now, because I feel like I'm a way better artist than I was like 2 years ago or 3 or 1 or whatever. I'm a better artist than the past me, and so
yeah, for sure.
Of course, I would if I could go back and I was like, hey guys, I'm actually better. Like, I guess if I had to go back, then that's how I would play it up. I would put more effort. I'd show like, I can draw. I'm not just some scrub.
Yeah,
I'm an actual good artist, guys.
It's pretty much the same thing for me. I just sit down and actually just power through the work. So going back then to our overall theme of this episode, do you think art school is a good idea, or do you personally recommend art school for artists? What do you think? What is your take?
My take is kind of similar to yours. Like, it is good. Like, art school has its benefits, whether it's establishing networks and connections, whether it's like getting good with like an industry so that you can get a job. But I think you should only go to art school ever if you specifically know what you want. So don't go. You go into your specified, specialized course that you want to go into. Don't go into an art school just for the sake of art school. Don't go to an art You don't go into an art course because one of the courses out of the like 4 courses it teaches has your thing. Like, oh, one of the classes is digital 3D modeling. I'll take this, because you're wasting your time with 3 other classes that are not helping you advance as an artist in what you want to do in your field. You're wasting your time by only going to one class for 3 hours and then wasting the rest of your day in school wondering, man, I'd rather be doing 3D modeling right now.
Yeah. So
I only recommend going to art courses that actually specialize in your course.
Yeah.
I recommend it, and I don't want to say it's required, but I highly recommend going into specialized courses, because like you said, you can learn a lot from the internet. It's just the willpower.
Yeah.
But going back to like Patreon or commission and stuff, in that classroom setting is what keeps you in check. Like, teachers are expecting you to do your homework, so they're gonna keep you in check. Then you'll be scolded if you don't, and so like that's another plus. But again, I don't think it's required, because all you need is that portfolio. But again, I highly recommend people go into the specialized course, because you'll be advancing you'll be spending the whole day advancing what you specifically want, and you know that you want this, and so it's up to you to deliver on that. And 2, you will get connections, networking, and industry jobs for your specific job. And so you're not taking an overall course of like art that goes and dips into like 10 different art forms, and now you have to get a job, and the job that they give you is like, it might not be what you want, you know, because they have all this job openings for my course. It's like for the basic foundations of art and design, but you only want one of the specific jobs, so it's like, hire me, choose me, look at me. Yeah, that's my take on if art school is required / recommended. Recommended highly only for specific and specialized.
If you absolutely know what you want
exactly.
to do.
Just like how you went to animation school and you knew you wanted to go to animation school, then go to animation school. That's where you want to be. Don't go to an art school or course that says, in this course we'll also cover animation, because then you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
Know what you want to do.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, then, so to wrap up this whole discussion, Shira, where would you say you are right now as an artist? Thinking back on how maybe your time at school may have helped or influenced you, where are you right now?
where I am right now, I want to say like I'm 99% still self-made. School and this art school did not influence me enough. It wasn't hard enough to make a big dent that I'm like, oh, I realized this, or oh, I realized that, and I should do this. It didn't make a big enough impact for the school that I went to, or the course I went to, because it was such a vague overall course. But
Yeah.
even if I go into like fine arts or the graphic design course that would lasted 3 years, or 3D animation, it's like that's not what I want to do. So that's already like it wouldn't affect me as an artist still, because I know what I want to do, and this is definitely not it. So I'm like 99% to 100% sure that school did not influence me at all. I'm still like 100% self-made artist. How about you, Jemboy? Where you are as an artist right now, how do you think school influenced you or helped you, if it did at all?
I mean, like, I definitely learned a lot in that animation school, even if I was there just for a month. But I think the main thing that I should have taken away from my time there is that I just need to stay dedicated and like just put in the practice.
Yeah, keeping yourself in check.
Because like a lot of the homework from that class was like, okay, now, so like for perspective, just come back tomorrow with 10 perspective drawings. Because the point is to just keep drawing.
Yeah.
And get used to like drawing like all the time, basically. So that's like the main thing that I've really come away from that program. And even just things like the importance of gestures and posing and like still life. So I think another thing too that I really learned from this school is drawing inspiration from other sources, not just draw anime straight up, but enhancing your art style and your anime with other sources.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
That's another thing I learned from that school too.
Nice.
But where I am as an artist, I'm still definitely more self-made. Like I still go by like what I've taught myself more.
Yeah.
Maybe like 80%, 80 to 25%.
Nice.
Yeah.
At least your school left a bigger mark on you than mine.
Yeah, because again, like you said, it was more specialized for animation. Even though their approach to teaching animation was, you don't even touch animation until the final year. So I think the equivalent of that program would have been fine arts in yours.
Really?
Because again, the first 3 years is just they teach you how to draw. Yeah. But yeah.
Nice. Well, that should wrap it up for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed episode 14. It's been a hot minute again, and I want to run it by you guys again. I'm sorry for this late ass video. It comes out like a billion years after.
Right.
Don't worry, guys. I'm still making. I'm still trying to do this stuff. I'm gonna try to like release a LoliCast like at least once a month.
Once a month, okay. Yeah.
Because again, like I'm busy with these other stuff, and it's hard to find free time to do this stuff. And like recording these stuff already takes like around an hour out of my free day, and that means if Jemboy is coming on, I need an hour out of his free day. If anyone else comes on, I need their time. You know, it's not just my time. I need to think about the other people's time.
Yeah.
And since these things don't financially help, all LoliCast, speed paints, this whole YouTube channel is just for the fun. The fun of it. Like I did it because it's just fun. You know? It's fun to talk with you guys, to show off arts, do stuff. That's why it's kind of why I've been streaming more, not more, but streaming, because I don't want to like just let this channel die. It's like, bye guys, and then come back 10 years later. Here's a LoliCast. That's why I like to. Yeah, that's true. That's why I like to stream and upload the streams to YouTube when I can, you know. But that's why these are late. For speed paints, I'm gonna try now to release more also, but I can't guarantee like once every fucking month, because hell, I don't know when I draw. I don't know if a picture is worthy of being a speed paint.
Because you also have like commissions and stuff. So
Exactly, right?
you hardly even have time to draw for yourself for like the channel.
Trust.
Yeah.
I don't want to do like a speed paint of commissions. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's rude.
Yeah.
Or I need permission because like this is what they specifically asked for themselves. Like, do I make a video over that? I don't know.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, for LoliCast, freaking the reason another reason why we've been lacking on them, or I should say, I've been lacking on them, is because, man, topics are hard to come by. We've covered a lot of like art topics,
Yeah.
and so it's like, like what else is there to talk about?
Yeah.
And especially like we've also covered like my history, Jemboy's history. So that's also like why LoliCasts also have been so sparse. There we go. Yeah. Where it's like
So like, actually, you're already leaving comments for like questions, like how we start off each episode. If you have any ideas on like topics that you'd like us to go more in depth on, definitely leave us some suggestions.
Right. If you guys have topics, that helps me out a lot. And that helps me provide more content for you guys. Again, a give and take, you know. You give me more topics, you can take away another LoliCast. But yeah, I want to thank my patrons for supporting me, because you guys make this stuff like more frequent. And you can make this stuff happen, you know. So thanks, that Nebagali. Thanks, Lord Haddington, and Gorgeous Freeman. I like your name still.
That's sick.
But again, guys, leave topics in the comments below. Also, if you have questions you want to be answered in the next LoliCast, I promise it won't take another 12 years for me to answer them this time. Also, special thanks to people in my Discord server. And guys, if you want to join the Discord server that I have, it's just a small art server. Link is in the description below.
Yeah.
And thanks to Todd Howard, Death Tree Origin, and Galley. Once again, you know, he's that Nibba Galley.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
You my boys, yo. Also, last thing.
Yeah.
I recently opened a P.O. box because I thought it would be fun.
That's
But
cool.
the P.O. box is not open forever. I get like 3 months on it. But then I may renew it like when February comes by. So like February 1st is when it closes down. So I might. So if you want to send me some of your shenanigans, fan art, fan mail, yo, hit me up.
I see what you did there. So you opened it just long enough for over Christmas. I see you.
Send me presents. But thanks again, guys.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed this. We'll be back. I don't know when, but episode 15 will for sure come out, and I'll try to get more speed paints. Thanks again, Jemboy, for taking time out of your day.
Yeah, for sure. Always a pleasure to be here. It was a lot of fun. Just talking about stuff.
Yep.
It was cool hanging out.
So, thanks guys for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Yep. Thanks everyone. Peace.
Jenny.